Here I'm asked to graph the sine function 3 sine pi over 3 x plus 4 minus 1. And this one I'm not given the axes, so it's actually more helpful that way. So when I'm going to look at the midline, maximum, and minimum here, I'm told that by the k and the a value. So k value is -1, meaning my midline is going to be at -1. My a value here is 3, meaning that my maximum, remember that the maximum is just the k plus the amplitude. So -1 plus 3, my maximum is going to be 2. My minimum is just my midline, or my k value, subtracting the amplitude. So that gives me -4. So this is giving me my y-axis here, because I know that my maximum is 2 up from my origin, and my minimum is 4 down from the origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the midline here is at -1. So -1, +2, and -4. Midline, maximum, and minimum. Next, my starting point is going to be told by a couple things. First of all, the h value here, I see the h value is actually -4. So that's going to help me because it's telling me I'm going to go to the left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my x value. And it is a sine function, and it's positive. So the general shape is going to be kind of like that, meaning I'm starting at my midline, which I already said is at -1. So there's my starting point. Next, I got to figure out what the period is, which is always just 2 pi over b. So in this case here, my b value looks like it's pi over 3. So 2 pi over 3, which is just a division problem. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. The pi's end up canceling out, and my period is just going to be equal to 6. Now I'm going to go 6 units to the right. Let me just label this as -4. 6 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is the end of my period because my period is 6 units. Lastly, I'm going to find the distance between my reference points. So in this one here, I forgot to mention the end point I know is at the same y value as my starting point. So, sorry, distance between the reference points. I basically just take the period and I divide it by 4, which tells me it's 3 over 2. So I'm just going to go up 1.5 each time. 1.5, 1.5, and 1.5. So there's my x values of all of my reference points. And then if I go back to my general shape, I know that if it's a positive sign, it starts at the midline, goes to the maximum, back to the midline, minimum, and then back to the midline. So in this one here, it's going to do that. Looks like this one's pretty stretched out here. And back there. So sketch this. So it goes up here, back down to this one, back down, all the way back to there. And that is just one period. So again, it like still goes on after that, but the 5 reference points in that period is what we're looking for. So there's your graph.